somewhere in an ancient Illuminati castle. Father, who is going to win the upcoming 2020 presidential elections? Is it going to be Biden or Trump? We are. Look around you, son. Do you think all this just fell into our laps? No, son. We have sold our souls for this. The contract was simple. Deliver us suffering, and we shall pay you greatly. You know, normally, after a big sports event, there's only one losing team that is filled with sadness. The winning team is celebrating and happy. This means that only half of the people in the arena can be harvested for suffering, so to speak. Or, in our words, we miss out on 50% of the potential income. So, for this election cycle, we thought of this plan. Hype up one candidate, but then declare the other one as the winner. Those who voted to the declared winner will be happy, but don't worry, we will come for them later. Our goal is to make sure the bigger group of the hyped up candidate suffers first. And suffer they will. They will naturally expect election manipulation. Instead of hiding that, we will directly show it to them on a silver plate. But the media and courts will gaslight everybody who can see the evidence and declare them crazy. Their suffering will be as sweet as honey, and to our overlords, that will be more worth than gold and diamonds. Our top media agents have been successfully working hard on this for the last years. They will support our narrative to the fullest extent. All voices who distract from our narrative will be silenced completely. Then, after we milk dry that half of the population, we will just a few days before or after the weak president is inaugurated, let the bomb loose and allow the election manipulation evidence to go public. So, the original stronger candidate wins. This means now that the other half of the people will now suffer immensely. Being denied the victory they thought they already had achieved will hurt them plenty. Oh, the suffering, the sweet, sweet suffering. This way, we can maximize our luge harvest and even offer 2 distinct types of flavors to our demonly masters. But that's horrible. I cannot let that happen. I will tell the world what you have planned. Go on, son. Try your best. Nobody will believe you. Haven't we taught you that already so many times? Hello and welcome to the vital red pill world building exercise. Conspiracy theories. They are so spicy that YouTube has to censor them. But we are allowed to use this highly addictive stuff for our movies and books and stories. The following text was written on 4chan, so it's guaranteed to be fake. But it is a great inspiration for crazy multi-level conspiracy theory stories. A story where the main conspiracy is just a distraction from the real bigger one. A story where being found out was always part of the plan. Or something like that. Enough talk, let's begin. Just a little warning. Written on October the 19th, about 2 weeks before the big US election night. I am not exactly leaking anything, since you all would be able to discern this if you've been paying attention. I'll just cover the basics. The election results will not be announced in the night because of the mail-in election counts. Will be a tense period. Biden will be announced as the winner. He is obviously not the winner, and you all will know that. It's going to shock the hell out of you. It's going to be the most demoralizing and unacceptable thing you've ever experienced. I am not sure what will happen with Trump, and I do not even know who he really is, but I do know he will not end up in charge. I also know that there are tons of sealed incitements and who they are for. Long lists of names in many states. China has a lot of interest in this. Back in January-February, a lot of guys were here to getting everyone believe in the big sea event. It worked for a few months, but unfortunately it petered out.
It's kind of complicated, but basically you all were supposed to be locked down while Biden was announced. The next move will happen anyway. Basically, once you guys, not really you, but whoever they pick, starts reacting to the Biden win with acts of terrorism, there's going to be a crackdown on white supremacy terrorism. All the think tanks are pushing the threat of white supremacist terror hard right now in preparation for this. After a few huge attacks that will have the nation mourning, yes, even conservatives, you guys are going to be universally despised. Now, here's what I can speak to. A very friendly user site will be published where anyone can type in a name, kind of like Google, to check for white supremacist affiliation. This is going to be advertised as a hack, but basically anything you've ever said here, along with answers to many data mining threads, will be cross-referenced and linked to your social media data. And that is just the start. If you have ever been in front of a webcam watching things you shouldn't have, it's going to be included with footage in your summary. That is China's operation. Basically, China and Biden are in this together. Once everybody knows if they have any white supremacists amongst their friends or family, that is when the gun control will speed through. Basically, a red flag law will be invoked for any person on the website who is also a gun owner. Basically, a prison sentence if you do not turn it in voluntarily. With the entire nation knowing who you all are and hating you for the acts of terrorism, most of you will actually cave in and turn in the guns. That is the expectation. A few will split off and basically become insurgents. With the apparatus installed for COVID, China-style monitoring will nap over time. Sorry guys, and yes, most likely from what I can piece together, you are the names on the sealed indictments. It is also part of the point to make you feel that Biden is not the winner. He is clearly not. You are supposed to feel that way, so that you act. It is psychological. The thinking is that the only factor which will force the right to get violent is if they can no longer rely on voting itself. It is within that context, and of feeling a coup has removed Trump and installed Biden, that white supremacy terrorist attacks will be blasted all over the news. I know you guys will not believe it, totally understandable. When the election results are not announced the night of, you'll remember this thread and know that I was being honest with you. Good luck. I'm not saying not to vote for Trump. That's not the point. They know most everybody's voting for Trump. What I'm trying to communicate as best as I can is that the point is to get you knowing there is a clear loser in the White House and that the election was rigged. Not sure if this is making sense now, but the point is that you are supposed to know the election was rigged. It is some psychological thing, but I don't know the full details here. Just that it is supposed to make you feel that you cannot trust your vote. My guess is that Trump's role will initially be to encourage action, but then he and most conservatives will end up disavowing once the white supremacist terror factor emerges.